Hello, welcome to another episode. This week we are going to be looking at should you meet your idols? Story goes, check out YouTube, fall into the RC rabbit hole. Yes, I have extensive history with second-hand RC cars. That will be coming in another video, I promise. It won't be a pleasant watch. It may be for you, but let's just say learning curve. So going from second-hand RC cars, going down that rabbit hole, and a certain vehicle starts coming up time and time again with the word best next to it. So I am very intrigued, and I think I need to get me one of those. So whether or not I am going to be peaking too early, or is this going to be something where it's just going to make me love this hobby even more, or will this be the benchmark for everything that I'm going to review after this? Now, I've enjoyed the last video where I have finally gone to the 4S.
You can. There we are.
So I'm maybe used to the power on this thing, but we shall see. But let's not waste any more time of me waffling, and let's get the car out for you to see. And here it is. It is the Arrma Mojave 4S. And I'm possibly a little bit excited right now. So I think we should just get into unboxing, shall we? Right, so this is a pretty big box. I'm not going to lie to you, you will have seen it is certainly way bigger than what I had for the Bigfoot, as it's taken up quite a bit of desk space. Looking at what we've got here, full centre diff module, outdrive guards for enhanced rock protection, full metal bearings, all metal gear diffs, the Spectrum 2.4 gig transmitter. Now I quite like the Spectrum transmitters, as my little tiny thumbs work quite well with it, so I can actually operate this one-handed, but this may be different for this one, I don't know. And the Spectrum firmware 3668 2400 kilovolt brushless motor with a safety pinion. Brilliant. So obviously don't want to strip anything there. And yeah, looks like quite a nice box, but I think what's inside is potentially nicer, so let's check that out. Right, so I've learned from last video that I'm probably going to have to switch this round in frame, so you're not looking at this box upside down. So I hope none of these have got sore necks, but let's not waste any more time. And I'm going to, yeah, it's a little bit excited. Like I say, this is getting to meet your idol kind of territory here, and you've just seen so much, and this is a massive step up from what I've had before. You may have seen in previous videos again that I have got a Senton V1 3S. I promise there will be a video coming out on that one as well, because it is a second-hand story, but it does have a bit of a better ending than other ones. So I'm going to stop talking. Oh, hello. I am going to, I'll spin this round because I will have a camera over the other side. So although at the bottom of this is quite nice, I am going to expose the front as opposed to the back. So I believe that's probably going to be controller. Now, there will be other things in this box, because I have been watching some other YouTubers, and there seems to be a bit of a general consensus that you may have to deal with the shocks and the springs on the shocks. So, I don't know, probably won't need this, but a bit of a kit perv, just in case any stones get in there. It can be quite bad for that. And I've noticed that the Senton 3S is quite bad for picking up stones and stopping your steering servo. So I'll remove the car just now. And you'll see there, front and rear springs, metal steering setup here, which I will eventually pop in there, and we've also got our little bag of goodies. So I'll pop these out. So I'll just cover this bit now because I think everybody wants to see the car last and I have to make you wait. So yeah, got a nice little sort of trading card there. Now these are separates that I've bought for it. I do believe, I think the longer springs are potentially for the front, and these ones are for the back. So yeah, I'm going to do 2 runs with this one. I'm going to have it on everything standard, and then I'm going to put these on it and these on it. I can't recall the YouTuber that recommended that, but if you can leave it in the comments for me, that would be great. So they are on top of the original purchase. They do not come with the Arrma. The Arrma that I got, no battery, no charger, so I did have to go and buy a separate 4S LiPo. And in the little bag here, another little cool little sort of trading card that you seem to get with Arrma stuff. Ooh. Some tools, because everybody loves it. No, I'm not going to say that. So yeah, Allen key, and it looks like they're mounts for your shock absorbers, and a cool little hex key that people say look like a certain thing. Another little hex in there. Batteries for your controller, and a couple of manuals I think here. So we've got your getting started on the Arrma 4S, and I could go and get myself a Spectrum smart charger potentially. And we've also got a little techie pack. So I am going to make sure that I'm going to I genuinely will read this, because the Arrma Mojave 4S is not a cheap car. A lot of the things I haven't, or a lot of the things that I have reviewed on the channel before aren't cheap. I managed to get them second hand at quite heavily discounted rates, and you know what, not to ruin a future video, but it can be a really, really steep learning curve that's probably beyond me, and it might just be best for me to just keep sticking in with the new stuff and sort of tooling on new stuff rather than going back over other people's updates or any kind of changes that they've made to the car that I'm unaware of. So I've got this one here. It is bone stock. Keep everything out the way just now and just show you the controller, which I believe should be in here. Oh, that's a bigger controller. So yeah, that is much bigger. So I am used to, if I can find it. Okay, I'm just gonna, just for sort of size comparison, this is the controller for the Arrma Gorgon and the SLT2, and this is the SLT3. I've learned through Bluetube RC, hello mate, how are you getting on? Not to touch the steering. Let me just double check here. It's not the steering trim. As one of the steering buttons, I am not going to touch that at all because it can knock your receiver off from pairing up with your ESC, and I don't want to do that and go down that rabbit hole ever again. It's horrendous, but certainly, oh wow, yeah, I do like these Spectrum controllers, I'm not going to lie. And this is what I put in there, I am not a Arrma fanboy, an Arrma fanboy. I've just found that, from my experience, they seem to be a bit easier to work on, and yeah, the controllers are, that's really nice in the hand actually. Sweet. Right, so yeah, enough talking about perving over that kind of stuff. I all know you want to see the car. Okay, so a little bit of ASMR potentially. I'll maybe move that bit over here so you get a good view of it. I'm just going to go for some little bit of, put this on TikTok for you. Oh, yeah. Right. I will get you in nice and close on the Mojave. A little bit of dust stuff on that. So I've got some quite cool body pins there. I know that taking out body pins and putting them in can scratch the paintwork, which is really, really annoying. And it is rich coming from me, as you've seen how I bash the Bigfoot. But that is a nice little touch where we're not having to go anywhere near the paintwork with the split pins. Getting right in here. Some pretty sweet drivers. And I have to say, like, the decals and that red, white and blue paint job just does things for me. You may have noticed I'm a bit of an America perv with the Bigfoot video before. Love kind of Americana, and this just looks like a massive big slice of that. So just go front here. So we've got 17mm hexes, Fortress D boot wheels on there. Yeah, they've got foam in them. This is going to be a new experience for me as well. I don't think I've been and used the car with foams inside the tyres before. And again, I've never had a 1/8 scale trophy truck before. So this is the Senton 3S V1, which I do believe is a 1/10th. And you've got the Mojave side by side with that one. And I'll maybe move that over so you can get a top-down view of the difference. I know that the Senton sat like it's had too much to drink, but there's a few repairs I've got to do at the back there. Other than that, all good. Yeah, needs a new shock at the back there, but they are coming, as are the bumper mounts, but we'll get to that. This is about the Mojave 4S. So just a wee bit of size comparison. If you do have the 3S V1, that is what you're looking at in relation to size difference. So back to the Mojave. Beautiful body, that's all I can say. I do know from extensive research that they are quite renowned for splitting along here, so I am going to go for like the plasters, tape and glue, and I'm going to go over the weak spots before I take this out for any kind of drive. Looking at the rear of the body, I know that I've noticed that with the Senton 3S there was a bit of parachuting. It looks like they're trying to negate that here, as we've got some holes in the louvres on the back here. I've got some nice little details in relation to what we've got on the back, with some, oh, it looks like little jerry cans and some fire extinguishers. So that's pretty cool. And some nice hefty bumpers on that as well. So I've brought you in nice and close. Let's get these body pins off. Right. And I'll just flip this over so you can see inside. Now I know that the Senton as well, it can be quite bad for picking up dirt and debris inside. So this is quite a nice feature where I think they're trying to limit the amount of rubbish that you're going to pick up off the road and dirt and stones by having that in there as well. So I'm going to move that out of the way. So underneath that lovely, lovely body, we're looking at some quite nice rubbery front skirts. I do believe that they can fall prey to coming off quite easily when you go for that first run. It looks like it's just sort of held in with the screws, possibly just slotted in at the front. I've got some front sway bars, fully adjustable camber and toe on your front wheels here. Kind of a strut brace in the middle. It's still quite plasticky all throughout, but I do know that sometimes plastic can be better than the metal. I have got the uprated steering servo. So I do apologise, the uprated steering linkage and stuff ready to go to change over on that. Looking at those big meaty shocks, and they're like the biggest shocks and springs that I've had on anything before. So they're kind of nice. I'm just going to give it a wee drop test. Oh man, That is some nice suspension, by the way. So yeah, running through, you've got like your prop shaft, which I think is plastic. Moving over to the Spectrum motor and cooling fan, ESC up here as well. Dual charging cables, I think you can go for like two 2S's in here or one 4S. Looking at the IC5 connector for those. And I'm liking this here as well, which is going to stop all the dirt and debris getting up into the back workings of this. Oh, hello. That sounds like all Metal Gears to me, and that sounds lovely. And at the rear, a nice big chunky bumper, and I've got a big. Wow, the wheelie bar actually has got rubber on it. It's not just a plastic wheelie bar. And these have got possibly running bearings as well in there. Yeah, like I said, I have paid brand new full price for this, but I think you get what you pay for with an Arrma. And yeah, this is. I'm just a little bit taken aback. Really, like I say, it's one of those. Should you meet your idols? So I'm really, really looking forward to getting this out for a rip. What I'm going to do is I'm waiting for a battery to charge, so I may just go ahead and just start working on the body. I really don't plan on binning this anytime soon or driving it too hard so that it is going to damage it. In prep for me taking it off roads and trying to protect the body, I've added a basher skin onto the bottom here. Let me know in the comments if you think that is a complete waste of time and I have just blasted money up the wall. Should it be, should I go for some metal on the bottom? Would more just sort of like a plastic sort of cover, would that be ideal? And obviously it may add more weight if it's metal, which may change the characteristics of it. But like I say, it's all a learning curve, and I have waffled on enough, and I know that you want to see this thing get a little shifty on. So we'll do some speed runs. We'll take it, I think, to a big grassy area first. There is a story behind why I'm going to take it to a big wide open area first. It's nothing bad, just meant more money for me as usual. But yeah, let's get out there and we'll see what it can do.
Special Officer Dookie reporting.
Yeah, so speed run done. A little bit of a grass hoon, which, speaking to my guru, should be letting the motor bed in. So if you're getting one, don't go too wild. I did get the thermal cut off on the ESC, so I've let it cool down. Popped the throttle onto 75%, and I'm just gonna go up, bin it into the trees. Just have a wee kick about up here. Just some woods next to mine. Whoa! Don't let these people get past. So used to smaller trucks in a 3S. Even on 75%, this thing still absolutely tears it up. And as you can see, it's like a bulldozer. It just keeps on going and going. And as much as I have to fettle with stuff, and you'll be the same if you're starting out in the hobby, having to do your sitting, scratching your head, wondering what you're doing wrong, where did that screw go, because you'll always end up with a spare screw. It's just these moments here.
Okay. Oh, Vic, I've fallen. Oh,
It's just these moments here that absolutely make all that, well, I wouldn't say pain and suffering, but that's where you're pulling your hair out and you're wondering what you're doing wrong. You're Googling everything. Just getting out there and never letting rip in this thing. It just drifts so easy. Oh, it's woke. And I don't know if I'm going to get it on camera for you, but I also knocked myself over with it, which isn't very clever, is it? But you'll all remember that scene in Top Gear where Hammond's driving the Bowler Wildcat, and there's a certain phrase that he uses, and this is what this thing does. Just slides so easy. So easy to control. That power comes in beautifully. I absolutely adore this thing. And I want to remind you again that this is only on 75%. So you can imagine, well, you saw my speed run. Oh dude, this is unbelievable. You know what, I've also just realised that I'm been so enraptured with this thing, I hope that I've got it on footage. Let's even go one-handed on this. Just the power delivery, like Arrma have got it right with this one. And I will get a comparison video with the Senton 3S, that is not a problem. And you may not like to hear this, but this is going nowhere near the skate park. And I think I've hit the LVC there. That rain's getting heavier, so it's time to head home. Hey everyone, so I had a little speed run with the Mojave, I did a little bit of some speaking to camera, and unfortunately the mic wasn't working. So I thought we'd come up to a bit of the Mojave's natural habitat here. I have a bit of a hoon with it. So I did a little bit of off-road driving with it yesterday, just up a little woodland trail, and just took everything that it was thrown at it in its stride. And I think you can see here that is exactly the same. That suspension just absolutely eating up the terrain that we've got here. Oh, bring it down. And so still just running the motor in. So I am just taking the site on 75% at the moment. And yeah, I think that's certainly enough for what we wanted to do today. Oh, a blast. That's my first sort of spill that I've had with the Mojave, and yep, just eating it up. Unbelievable. And there we have it for another video. I don't know what else is left to say about this thing. It's completely ruined me. Don't buy one. Do not buy one. Because I think if you have taken my journey, which has kind of been a bit like that, where I've gone from a small Banggood little, well, you know the video, to the Traxxas Bigfoot, to a 2S Zorro, which is still a sore point. There will be a video, I promise. To this, it is night and day. So if you don't ever want to enjoy any other RC car ever again, get one of these, because it has just completely taken my breath away. I can't say anything more about it. You've seen from the footage what it's capable of, how fast it is. Arrma have just absolutely smashed this out the park, and I know this might be the 97th video that you've watched on the Mojave 4S. Should you get one, should you not? Yes, but it will ruin you for any other RC car that you may want to get. If you want to go off-road and if you want to go for a bash, yeah, I understand that I haven't taken this to a skate park because I know how bad a skate park can be on your RC cars. There's a million other YouTube videos out there that you can go and watch one of these at a skate park, and I'm just not prepared to do that because it would be an expensive trip down the skate park, no doubt, because this thing makes you more confident than you should be. It's so easy to drive. It's so responsive. Don't buy one if you don't ever want a better or other RC car. If you don't agree with me, please leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to discuss that with you.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
But I hope you've enjoyed the video, because I certainly have. This has been an absolute blast using this thing, and I'm so glad that I now own one. If you want to join me for more adventures with this and the other cars that you've maybe seen, do give me do hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video, maybe when I've stopped smiling. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Cheers.
Well, that was f***ing dreadful.